John Jonah writes, "My heart is deeply moved by all this admirable region of harmonious hills. I believe Nyons is paradise on earth." To the north of the Mediterranean basin, located on the 44th parallel, right in the middle of the dry alpine foothills, sits Nyons and the Barony, protected from the dominant winds and a genuine sanctuary for olive trees and vineyards. Welcome to Vignolis. Created in 1923, Vignolis, a Nyons-based olive and wine growing cooperative, today boasts over 1,100 farmer members. In order to preserve this region as well as the authenticity of its products, these farmers had the courage and intelligence to build a collective legacy by founding a cooperative, proposing local food distribution for consumers and backing the work of these players, paying its producers and their lifestyle choice. The various players of the cooperative actively uphold a vigorous devotion for these olive groves and vineyards, sold under the names Nyons Vignolis, La Nyonsaise and NyonsOlive. Vignolis is a region, fruits, men and women, and endless know-how. The specific NyonsOlive is the Tanche variety, a fruit dating back 2,000 years from natural selection. It learned how to adapt to the soils and climate of the Drôme Provençale and only grows happily in this specific region, producing very special olives. In 1968, the NyonsOlive was the only and unique legal designation of origin, and in 1994 became the first designation of controlled origin in the olive-making sector. And in 1997, the first AOP, a protected designation of origin. The area defined by the AOP covers 53 municipalities from the south of the Drôme to the north of the Vaucluse. Tanche is an exclusive olive variety from the Drôme Provençale and can only be found in this small area of southern France, with 260,000 olive trees. Here we have an undeniably exemplary and unique terroir, climate, soil and know-how. The Nyons Cooperative is the production leader of Nyons AOP olives and olive oils. It collects the harvest from 100,000 olive trees out of the 260,000 within this specific appellation area, which is about 50% of the production, 50% of the olive tree surface area, and markets these products under the name NyonsOlive. In June, it's the flowering period. During the summer, the fruit starts to grow, and at the end of September, the olives have reached their largest size, being green. As of October, they change color, and mid-November, the olives have become ebony black. This is what is referred to as the veraison. The lipogenesis process starts forming oil within the olive, and after this full ripening is over, the harvesting of olives begins. At Vignolis, olives are picked black, slightly overripe, subtly wrinkled by the first frost of December and January, and by the dry air of the local microclimate. Harvest is done by hand, with a comb and/or a shaker. An effective process for exceptional products. The technical machinery is among the most modern and valuable in France, guaranteeing optimal quality to its exceptional products. The machines can hold up to 70 tons daily, allowing for the day harvest to be processed in under 48 hours. Olives are delivered at the end of the day after having been picked. The leaves are removed, they are washed and the stems are removed, and the next day are sorted and weighed. The optical sorter, the cooperative's latest cutting-edge purchase, allows the olives to move in the right direction, either for being preserved or for the mill, depending on their characteristics, color, and both skin and texture appearance. The grading machine separates the large-sized olives intended for table olives from the small-sized ones which are returned for making olive oil. Preserved olives are put in 300 kilogram containers filled with salt water used as a preserving agent and to remove any bitterness. The cooperative has an air-conditioned storage facility room of 350 tons. Nyons olives, whether prepared with or without brine, have a characteristic dark maroon color like a monk's habit, with a taste rather reminiscent of chocolate, cocoa, red fruits, lychee and roses. The Nyons cooperative mill runs continuously and has a grinder, 6 mixing vats of 1,000 kilograms each, a centrifugal decanter to separate the oil from the fruit, and a centrifuge to separate the water from the oil. This whole process is automated. The oils are stocked in stainless steel airtight vats, in natural gas and in air-conditioned room. This production process gives cold-pressed oils under 27 degrees centigrade to maintain the vitamins and aromas. And Vignolis also has vineyards, a wine-growing activity established since antiquity. With their backs to the olive groves, they are an additional and inseparable part of this Drôme Provençale landscape, facing the Mont Ventoux. The age-old know-how of winemakers and their attachment to a traditional technique allows Vignolis to propose a range of Coteaux des Baronnies, Côte du Rhône, Côte du Rhône Village and Cru Vin Sobre, which reflect the authenticity, force and diversity of our hillsides. All throughout the year, the winemakers carefully treat their wines with respect, passion and humility. Mechanical and/or often hand-picked harvest are done between September and October. The cooperative collects and transforms the grapes from 1,200 hectares of vineyards, making around 60,000 hectolitres of production annually for red varieties, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvèdre, and for white varieties, Viognier, Roussanne, Grenache Blanc, and Chardonnay. Taste research is a long process, lasting from the harvest to the bottling. This terroir produces wines with character. Depending on the plot selection, grape varieties and vineyards chosen, the vinification techniques used give fruity and smooth wines, or good vin de garde, thus offering a large array of either bottled or bag-in-box wines for a discerning public. The Nyons Cooperative proposes various wines under the name La Nyonsaise. And since the soil is maintained and respected and the climate is favorable, the wines are generous. The wine and olive making activities require significant investments with regards to processing, storage and packaging, to be used 1 or 2 months per year during harvest. Vignolis also harvests a very tasty variety of apricots, the Orangier de Provence, as well as quince, plums and cherries.